Postmaster, Madam Postmaster. Psychologists tell us that many successful men became successful for one reason, and that was that they wanted to please their father. True. Many men who've done incredible things, they did it for one reason, and that's because they wanted simply to please their father. Now that's a pretty simple motivation, isn't it? Not a lot of complexities and not a lot of, blah. Well, today I'm going to talk about simple motivation. And I'm going to give you a story of one simple motivation, which I used in my life that worked very well. So you'll have an example to kind of guide you when you're trying to find motivations. But don't work too hard on motivations. Just let it come to you. Let it come to you. It'll come. As a young boy, I was very interested in cars. I could tell you the year, make, and model of every car on the highway. No exceptions. And people would ask me all the time, what's that? And I'd tell them, I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't try to memorize anything. I just simply loved cars so much that it came natural for me to know the year, make, and model. One of those cars that I really adored was a 1946 Ford Woody station wagon. Has anybody ever seen one of those? They know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first time I saw that, I thought that had to be the most beautiful automobile I had ever seen in my whole life. Now, one day I was coming home from school, walking down the street, and I looked up, and in my neighbor's driveway was a 1946 Ford Woody station wagon. I thought, wow! I stood there and I looked at it for a while. Then I went down and I sat on my porch and I gazed on my porch across the street at that car. Brand new. Finally, my neighbor came out. I ran across the street and I said, Mr. Mayhew, did you just buy a new car? He said, no, that's my company car. I said, company car? What's that? He said, that's a car that my company gives me so that I can do my business. I said, wow, who pays for the gas? They do. Really? Not only that, all the expenses for this car are paid by my company. I said, Mr. Mayhew, you are one lucky fellow. Well, he said to me, you like that car? I said, I love it. He said, well, it is a nice car. I really enjoy it driving out on the highway. It's very nice. And I said, tell me, Mr. Mayhew, what do you do for a living? And he said, oh, I look for profitable mineral deposits in the western United States. I said, really? He said, yeah, really. And he said, and I said, where did you learn to do that? And he said, at the Colorado School of Mines. And I thought to myself at the time, I could just see myself driving that station wagon in Colorado. Woo! Boy, I was getting excited. Anyway, about a year later, he came to me and said, the president of the Colorado School of Mines is going to be speaking at the Alumni Association in Los Angeles the following week. Would I like to join him? I said, boy, I sure would. So he and I went to this beautiful hotel in downtown Los Angeles, large ballroom, many well-dressed men in this room, and listened to Dr. Ben Parker, who is president of the Colorado School of Mines, talk about the mineral resources that would be needed to accomplish all the things in the economy that were needed to be built in the United States in the this was in late In the 1950s and 1960s, for 20 years, the Bureau of Mines had planned what would be needed in terms of tons of this and pounds of that in minerals just to feed the economy that they had planned. I thought it was a wonderful speech. At the end of the speech, he said to me, would you like to meet Dr. Ben Parker? And I said, I sure would. So he took me up and he introduced me to this Dr. Ben Parker. And I said to Dr. Parker, I would like to come to the Colorado School of Mines. Dr. Ben Parker just turned around and reached into his briefcase and whipped out an application and said, here, send it to me at the college and I'll see it gets in the right place. Well, I sent it in and a few weeks later, guess what? I got a reply back that said, we cannot admit you to the Colorado School of Mines at this time because you are lacking some prerequisites. And, but if you accomplish getting these prerequisites, we'd be glad to reconsider your application. So I was getting out of high school about that time, and I went to a junior college, spent 2 semesters taking science and math courses, which I was lacking, to become a student or get admitted. Anyway, when I finished that 2 years at the 2 semesters at the junior college, I received a telegram from President Harry S. Truman inviting me to be a patriot.
Nice.
So I ended up in the Army for a couple of years. When the Army was over, I got back to school right away, went 4 years to college and finished my college career. As I was finishing my college career, I had 3 interviews with companies looking for people to hire. The second or third question that I asked each one of those interviewers was, do you supply cars to your field employees? And guess what? The second question I asked was, I said, yes, I said, do you furnish Ford Woody station wagons? One company said yes, and guess which company I signed up with? Okay, now, let me tell you about, let me ask you a question. Each one, I want you all to answer this question. If I had not had that wonderful dream of that Woody station wagon, would I have graduated from high school? Who would like to answer that?
I don't know. Yes.
Don't know, really?
I would
Is that what you're saying? Could have or couldn't have, right? Okay. Now, if I had not had that dream of that Ford station wagon, would I have went to 2 semesters of college to get prerequisites to go to an engineering school?
that wouldn't have done.
No.
If I had went into the Army, would I have forgotten about a career? And if I hadn't had that motivation, 2 years in the Army, I probably would have forgot about it and never went to college. What do you think? Yes, no?
No, I don't think you would have.
No.
You would have not.
Okay. Now, if I had not gone to the Colorado School of Mines and graduated, do you think that I ever would have got the job that I got?
No, no.
No, yeah. If I had not had that dream, do you think I would have ever had the good life that I had with a good job that I loved and enjoyed? Okay, now, I want to just say one more thing to you in summary. If you ever have a wonderful dream, if you ever have a wonderful dream, grab a hold of it. hang on, because it will take you to wonderful places and to see things that you've never, ever imagined. And I'll ask you one more question. What wonderful dreams would you like to think about now? Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.